last 10 years, the microfinance industry in Pakistan has grown it's been a good growth. It has grown enormously. From I think under 1 million customers, we are now close to more than 4 million customers. So that's a good growth. It still does not compare very favorably with a lot of other poorer countries in the same region. But I think all the ingredients are in place, and institutions, good institutions have come up. There has been sector development. There are now tools available and structures available to support the growth further. PPF started supporting the microfinance industry almost 15 years ago. PPF had a source of funds, and they used it to strengthen the sector. They built capacity, they gave grants, they invested in equity, and they gave funding, which was in debt. And they did that very successfully for a long time. However, their source of funding was limited to one financier. And so over time, the question was asked that how do we go forward from here? And the obvious answer was that there has to be a commercialization of this project. So PMIC is the commercialization aspect taken forward. We now have PPF is a shareholder, it's a 49% shareholder. 51% is owned by government of UK through Karandaz and government of Germany through KfW. And so while it is owned by 3 governments, it's actually a private sector entity, which is commercial, which is for profit, and which will have the best governance set up in this area. And it will take the mission that PPF had undertaken forward from here. I completely agree with that statement, because I think that the excellent work that PPF has done has given us an excellent base to grow on. Now the challenges are to leverage this industry to multiply the growth and to reach a much more significant number of people, to improve their lives, to give them access to finance, to give them access to other forms and services which will make their life easier. So I think the stage is set for growth. And as we are a private sector entity, as we are a for-profit NBFC, we will be in a position to raise funding from the commercial banks as well as the capital markets to increase the quantum of funding that is available to the sector. Okay. Historically, the microfinance sector in Pakistan has focused on short-term loans, and bulk of them are essentially not use specified. A lot of players in the past, as well as some players at present, use group lending, which is a good form, but we envisage moving up the ladder in terms of complexity, in terms of tenure, in terms of amounts, helping institutions address all the areas that you have just mentioned. Housing is a very important area. You cannot do housing on a 1-year loan. You need to build a product which is maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Energy is very important. We are an energy poor country. People who are on the outskirts of the country in the further lying areas do not have access to energy. Even those who have access to energy don't have it 24 hours a day. So there's a lot of room to assist people in improving in these areas, assist institutions so that they can assist people. So all the areas that you just mentioned are going to be key to grow this sector away from a general purpose short-term loan into newer, more structured products. Essentially, I'll first look at the digital/branchless banking. I think it's a great opportunity. Pakistan has had a very dismal banking sector penetration, with only about 14% of the adult population having access to an active account. So what that means is that a lot of the transactions were done in cash, and a lot of this was in the gray economy, not in the white economy. With the availability of digital finance, with the ability to open an account in under a minute, with the ability to transfer money easily and at low cost, it has opened a completely new area of activity for the people, of convenience, of ability to save, ability to invest, ability to transact. And we feel that it's a natural fit for microfinance institutions, where the cost of administering is one of the highest costs. Ability of these institutions to work with entities which offer digital banking or branchless banking will simplify their operations, will simplify the handling of the disbursements and the collections. Similarly, in all other areas as well that you mentioned, I think that we are at the cusp of a growth spurt, and we are very, very excited about it, and we will work closely with our partner organizations and help them in getting the maximum out of these new trends. I think the biggest challenge is that the microfinance industry has to move onwards from their present set of management structures and governance structures and get into a more professional setup, improve the quality of the training of their staff, improve the quality of their systems, improve their interaction with their customers. There was a time when this form of traditional microfinance was effective. Now with the digital channels coming in, with higher level of sophistication of the customers, these are becoming less and less effective. They have to change with time, otherwise they will be left behind. Number one, I would like them to build their institutions. That means build their people, build your systems, build your governance, have more transparency, ensure that the customer is at the center of your focus and the customer is getting a good deal. So build yourself, number one, in all those ways that I just mentioned. Number two is build the market. Work with other institutions to enhance the understanding in the market of your role, of your function, and obviously take that forward with the quality of your service, with the quality of your offering. And finally, build the customer. The customer has needs, go to the customer, find out what the customer needs, find out what's the best way of addressing it, and again, build alliances with other institutions so that you can address those needs.